Start.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. You are host now, so
Okay,
you
you
can
can continue
continue.
now.
Okay. So, can you visualize my screen?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
You are
Thank
video,
you.
you are audible and visible.
Okay, sir. Okay. So, welcome in India Bangladesh Telecollaboration Program 2021. I welcome all dear friends from Bangladesh and India into the session number 14.
Thank you, ma'am.
Holidays and gifts. And the first session is all about holidays and gifts, and the second session is all about the gender inequalities. And we four are the today's presenters. Part one, I'm going to deal with holidays and gift giving. And part second will be presented by my friend Mrs. Vidya Pagar Madam. Holidays and gift giving. So, holidays and gift giving. What holidays do you celebrate in your country? Choose one holiday and describe it. What's your favorite holiday or least favorite holiday? Describe a childhood holiday memory. Are holidays now different than they were when you were a child? How do you celebrate birthdays in your country? Holidays and gift giving. Holidays means it's a period of rest from work or school. It's a time when someone doesn't go to work or at school, but someone is very free to do whatever he or she wants to do. Holidays in India. India, being a culturally diverse society, celebrates many holidays and festivals which belong to the various religions and customs. As India is a secular country, India honors all the religions with the same respect, and there is no any royal religion of India. So India salutes, honors, respects all kinds of religions, castes, and countries or people from all over the world. These are our national holidays, as we have seen in the previous sessions. There are three national holidays in India. We celebrate an Independence Day on 15th of August as a national holiday, Republic Day as a national holiday on 26th of Jan, and Gandhi Jayanti national holiday on 2nd of October. Holidays celebrated by Indians. These are the religious holidays. Starting from the month of January, uh, 14th Jan is celebrated as Makar Sankranti or Pongal. 15th January is Guru Govind Jayanti, and 26th January is the Republic Day, and 19th of February is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Jayanti, birth anniversary. 11th March is the Mahashivratri. 29th March is the Holi, festival of colors. 2nd April, Good Friday, a festival of Christian brothers and sisters. 12th April is Ugadi or Gudi Padwa. 13th April is also Ugadi. 14th April is Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Jayanti and Baisakhi. 15th April is Vishu and 21st April is Ramnavami. 21st April is Ramnavami and 25th April is Mahavir Jayanti. 1st May is Maharashtra Day. 13th May is Idul Fitr. 14th May is Akshay Tritiya. 20th July is Bakri Eid. And 15th August is an Independence Day of India. 21st August is Onam. 22nd August is Raksha Bandhan, the festival of brothers and sisters. Very auspicious and very sacred kind of festival. 13th August is the Jamnashtami of Krishna. 10th September is Ganesh Chaturthi, means the arrival of Lord Ganesha on the earth from the heaven.
Hello, ma'am.
2nd October is, yes,
Ma'am,
sir.
here,
Yes. Yes.
Bakri Eid, is it Bakri means goat?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Thank you.
2nd October is Gandhi Jayanti and 15th October is Dussehra and 19th October is Eid-e-Milad. 4th November is Diwali. 6th November is Bhau Beej. Means from 4th November to 4, 5, 6 means the Diwali festival goes on for 4 to 5 days. Different kinds of occasions are celebrated on these days. For example, one day is devoted to Lakshmi Pujan. Lakshmi means the goddess of property, money, wealth. And Saraswati is also adored one of the days, the goddess of talent, intellect, and one day is one day is celebrated as
Dhanvantari,
Dhanvantari. Yes,
doctor
Dhanvantari
of
is there.
goddess of health.
Goddess of health is adored on the day of Dhanvantari, and on the day of Padwa, all Vayus respect and offer kind of puja to husbands, and Bhau Beej means it is a celebration of brothers and sisters. So in this way, the festival continues for 4 to 5 days every year. 11th November is Chhat Puja. 19th November is Kartik Purnima. Again 19th November is Guru Nanak Jayanti. Sometimes dates change. 14th November Guru Nanak Jayanti falls on 14th November. Sometimes means these are the dates of 2020. Means these dates may change every year. So 25th December is the Christmas day. This date is the fixed. 25th December. This date is the fix. So my favorite holiday is Diwali. It is a long vacation. Diwali is India's most important holiday, and it is celebrated. It is a celebration of good over evil, and all people means from the lower family to the sophisticated family, a rich one. All kinds of people celebrate this festival with the same kind of enthusiasm and joy. Means Diwali is the festival of lights, and lights stand for knowledge. Lights stand for brightness. Lights stand for lights stand for as a symbol of a symbol of devastating or destroying ignorance over knowledge. Means it's a victory of knowledge over ignorance. Diwali is celebrated in the honor of Lord Ramachandra. As per Hindu mythology, it is believed that on this day, Lord Rama returned to Ayodhya after completing his exile of 14 years. And particularly in Diwali, we prepare different kinds of dishes, and all family members enjoy these tasty dishes after offering to God. And even we invite at our home the friends of different religions and caste to taste this Diwali tasty dishes. This is called faral in our Marathi language, or in Hindi. These variety of dishes are called Diwali faral. Diwali faral means variety of tasty dishes. Today's holidays are different than childhood days, of course, due to this advanced and fast progressing society. Everything has changed, and this technology, of course, has entered into our life, and which has the great impact over all the human beings of the world. So, of course, these holidays and way of celebrations and gathering and meeting and all these things have changed, because most of the people were living in rural areas in those days, and even I myself belong to the rural area before marriage, and we didn't have the facilities which were there in the cities in those days. So if even we wanted to buy something, for example, clothes or English dictionaries and novels, we had to go to the district market to buy all these things. So we used to travel near about half an hour's journey or quarter to 1 hour journey to the district to reach, and then we used to buy the things. So now everything is available everywhere, even in the rural area. We have the smart phones or tablets or internet network now, because India is now leading as a progressive country. Birthday celebrations in India. Yes, of course, this is what when cutting a cake and light off the candle, then celebrate by clapping the birthday. This is the Western style. Actually, in Hindu religion, to it is not auspicious to light off the any that is any lamp or candle. So birthday is the auspicious occasion. So this is considered as an unauspicious to light off the candles in Hindu religion. Still, so many educated families prefer to celebrate birthdays according to the customs of Western style. About gifts are given on the occasion of birthday. Of course, not only for the birthday, but different occasions are there in which the gifts are gifted to the person, to the celebrity. And gift symbolizes kindness. Kindness is one of the gifts. It is a gift everyone can afford to give, though he is rich or poor. Kindness is with him or her always. Kindness, no need to spend your money, and kindness, no need to go to the market or bazaar to buy it by spending your money and by spending your precious time. It is always with you. What was the best gift that you ever received? Yes, when my daughter, my son, they were small kids, they used to cut the card sheet at home and they used to draw a picture and color it and then gift that card, birthday wishing card to me. That is the best gift I have ever received from my kids. So even today, I have preserved all these gift cards. Have you ever received a funny or terrible gift? No. Or have you ever given a funny or terrible gift to anybody? No, not no. The five greatest gifts you can give to those around you. Gift. Give the gift of your attention. The most precious gift we can offer anyone is our attention. Second thing is give the gift of kindness. Give the gift of your full attention to others around you and allow them the stage they deserve. Uh, and again, one can give the gift of time. One can give the gift of not judging, gift of compliment, appreciation. So these are the things which need not spend a single penny. Okay, gifts are given for appreciation. In any relation, it is always better to remind your loved ones of how you adore them and appreciate them for their presence and their gestures. It's a perfect gift. You can easily attain this without breaking a sweat. You can choose any gift like a bunch of flowers or a chocolate box or anything else because the gestures of appreciation means a lot and it's enough to convey your feelings. A thank you gift for your side will always remind them of. So gifts are given for expressing your love, as gifts are given to express your appreciation. Gifts are given for the celebrations. Gifts are given for apologizing. Gifts for congratulations. Gifts for smile. Yes, I like give the gift of a book, or I like to receive the gift of a book because it it can be used and reused. It can be useful for uh, many persons, more than one person. So uh, we can borrow these books from each other, or we can again give somebody to read the book after finishing our reading. So book is the best gift I like, and I mostly whenever I want to give gift to anybody, I prefer to buy a, a very nice kind of book to celebrate. This was all from my side. Thank you. Thank you for listening me so patiently.
Thank you, ma'am. Very nice presentation.
Thank
sir.
you, ma'am.
Hello.
Excellent, excellent.
You presented very nicely today.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. So
Excellent.
I have stopped. Okay, sir. I have stopped sharing. Now I will make Zoha sir a host. Okay.
Me or Pita, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Zoha sir, you are the host now.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Welcome and good evening to everyone. Today is our 14th session, TEDdy collaboration project between Indian and Bangladesh teachers. Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So today we will discuss about SDG number 10, reduced and inequalities. The first part, I will show my presentation. It's about holidays and gift giving. What holidays do you celebrate in your country? Choose one holiday and describe it. What's your favorite or least favorite holiday? Describe the childhood holiday, etc. So at first, we'll see what holidays do we celebrate in our country. Bangladesh has numerous public holidays, including national, memorial, religious, and secular holidays of Bengali origin. The Bengali traditional calendar, known as Bongabdo, is the national and official calendar in Bangladesh. The holidays are celebrated according to Bengali, Islamic, or Gregorian calendars for religious and civil purposes, respectively. Religious festivals like Eid are celebrated according to the Islamic calendar, whereas other national holidays are celebrated according to Bengali and Gregorian calendar. While the Islamic calendar is based on the movement of the moon, it loses synchronization with the seasons through seasonal drift. Therefore, some public holidays are subject to change every year based on the lunar calendar. There are 15 public holidays in Bangladesh. Muslims and non-Muslims have 4 religious holidays, each in addition to the secular 7 national holidays. For the Muslims, 4 major Islamic holidays, Muharram, Maulid, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are observed. For the Hindus, Krishna Janmashtami and Durga Puja are celebrated. As for the Christians and Buddhists, Christmas and Vishak one days are celebrated. Here are some national holidays. You can see the date, name and commemorates. 21st February, it's Language Matters Day, International Mother Language Day. Protest and sacrifices to protect Bengali as a national language during Bengali language movement of 1952, 17 March. Mujib's birthday and Children's Day. You know, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is the father of our nation. His birthday is 17th March. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's birthday, founder of Bangladesh and National Children's Day. 26th March, it's Independence Day. Proclamation of Independence and the start of the Liberation War. 14th April, in Bengali, it's Boishak. We call it Pahela Boishak, Bengali New Year's Day, the start of the Bengali calendar year. 1st May, 18 Boishak. May Day, we call it in Bengali May Dibosh. International Workers Solidarity Day. 15th August. 31st Shravan, it's called National Mourning Day, we call it Bengali Jatiyo Shok Dibosh. Assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. 16th December, first date of Posh, it's called Victory Day in Bengali, Vijay Dibosh, surrender of Pakistan, ending of the Liberation War. 10 Muharram, it's Hijri date. Hijri means Arabic calendar. Bengali name Ashura, English name Ashura, commemorates death of the grandson of Muhammad. 12th Rabiul Awal, Eid Miladun Nabi, birth of the Prophet Muhammad. 1 to 3 Shawwal, Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr, end of the month of Ramadan, festival of fast breaking. 10 to 12, Eid al-Azha, sacrifice feast, the willingness of Ibrahim to sacrifice his son. Hindu holidays, Bengali date Bhadro, Gregorian date August, Bengali name Janmashtami, English name Krishna Janmashtami, the birth of Krishna, the 8th avatar of Vishnu. Ashin or Kartik, September or October, Durga Puja, the battle of goddess Durga with the shape-shifting, deceptive and powerful buffalo demo Mahishura and her emerging victorious. Christians holidays, Bengali date 11 Posh, Gregorian date 25 December. We call it in Bengali Borodin, English name Christmas Day. Jesus Christ's birthday. Buddhist holidays, Bengali date Boishak or Joshtho, Gregorian date May or June. We call it in Bengali Buddha Purnima, English name Buddha's birthday. The birth of the prince Siddhartha Gautama, later the Gautama Buddha and founder of Buddhism. Partial holidays, 25 March, Genocide Remembrance Day, the Bengali genocide of 1971. 21st November, Armed Forces Day, the day in 1971 when the members of Army, Navy and Air Force of the Bangladesh Liberation War Forces were fully operational and launched a coordinated offensive against the Pakistani Army. 14th December, Martyred Intellectual Days. 1971, killing of Bengali intellectuals by Pakistani forces and their collaborators during the 1971 Liberation War, particularly on 25 March and 14 December 1971. These are the national holidays we celebrated. Now, my favorite holiday. My favorite holiday is Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr, it's also called Feast of Breaking the Fast and also called the Festival of Breaking the Fast, or Leisure Eid or simply Eid, is a religious holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide that marks the end of the month long dawn to sunset fasting of Ramadan. It falls on the first day of Shawwal in the Islamic calendar. This does not always fall on the same Gregorian day as the start of any lunar Hijri month, varies based on when the new moon is sighted by local religious authorities. The holiday is known under various other names in different languages and countries around the world. Eid al-Fitr has a particular salat, Islamic prayer, that consists of 2 rakats units generally performed in an open field or large hall. It may only be performed in congregation,
Congregation.
Jamaat, and feature 6 additional takbirs, raising of the hands to the ears while saying Allahu Akbar, meaning God is the greatest. In the Hanafi school of Sunni Islam, 3 at the start of the first rakat and 3 just before ruku in the second rakat. Other Sunni schools usually have 12 takbirs, similarly split in groups of 7 and 5. In Shia Islam, the Salat has 6 takbirs in the first rakat at the end of Kira before Ruku and 5 in the second. Depending on the juristic opinion of the locality, this Salat is either for Mustahab, strongly recommended, or Mandud, preferable. After the Salat, Muslims celebrate the Eid al-Fitr in various ways with food, Eid cuisine, being a central theme which also gives the holiday the nickname Sweet Eid or Sugar Feast. History. Eid al-Fitr was originated by the Islamic prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. According to certain traditions, these festivals were initiated in Medina after the migration of Muhammad from Mecca. Anas, a well-known companion of the Islamic prophet, narrated that when Muhammad arrived in Medina, he found people celebrating 2 specific days in which they entertained themselves with recreation and merriment. At this, Muhammad remarked that Allah had fixed 2 days of festivity, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. General rituals. Traditionally, Eid al-Fitr begins at sunset on the night of the first sighting of the crescent moon. If the moon is not observed immediately after the 29th day of the previous lunar month, either because clouds block its view or because the western sky is still too bright when the moon sets. Then the holiday is celebrated the following day. Eid al-Fitr is celebrated for 1 to 3 days, depending on the country. It is forbidden to fast on the day of Eid, and a specific prayer is nominated for this day as an obligatory act of charity. Money is paid to the poor and the needy, Zakatul Fitr, before performing the Eid prayer. Eid prayer and Eidgah. Further information: Eid prayers and Eidgah. The Eid prayer is performed by the congregation is in an open area such as a field, community center or mosque. No call to prayer is given for this Eid prayer, and it consists of only 2 units of prayer with a variable amount of takbirs and other prayer elements depending on the branch of Islam observed. The Eid prayer is followed by the sermon and then a supplication asking for Allah's forgiveness, mercy, peace, and blessings for all living beings across the world. The sermon also instructs Muslims as to the performance of rituals of Eid such as the Zakat. The sermon of Eid takes place after the Eid prayer, unlike Friday prayer which comes first before prayer. Some imams believe that listening to the sermon at Eid is optional. After the prayers, Muslims visit their relatives, friends, and acquaintances or hold large communal celebrations in homes, community centers, or rented halls. Post prayer celebration. During the Eid celebration, Muslims greet each other by saying Eid Mubarak, which is Arabic for blessed Eid. As it comes after a month of fasting, sweet dishes and foods are often prepared and consumed during the celebration. Muslims typically decorate their homes and are also encouraged to forgive each other and seek forgiveness. In countries with large Muslim populations, it is normally a public holiday with most schools and business closed for the day. Practices differ by country and region. So that was my favorite uh, festival or holidays. Describe a childhood holiday memory. Uh, the childhood memory was uh, which I liked much, and that is Eid al Fitr. When I was a boy, I was always waiting for the gift from my parents, and when I got it, my joy is no bound, and it is very joyful for me. And every Eid, like Eid al Fitr or Eid al Adha, every Eid very memorable to us, memorable to every Muslim, I think. And our holidays now different than they were when you were child. It looks different, but same celebration, but the type of celebration is looking different now. Before, we just only enjoy when it was the day of Eid, but now before the Eid day, it's called Chandat. Uh, Younger boys or girls celebrate it, which we were not celebrated then, and now it's more often to know each other. Before we are gathered with a fixed place, but now we celebrate it with our families and visit other families also, and visit other cities or villages also. But before, we only celebrated with our family and villagers. How do you celebrate birthdays in your country? Same as India, we celebrate birthday in our country. In birthday, we cut the cake and use candle and we invite people, invite girls, boys, kids, and same thing. I think like Indian. What was the best gift that you ever received? I received a lot of gift. By I remember one thing that really memorable, and I like it very much. In 2018, I got a gift from Indonesia from my friend, and it was very surprised for me. Before I told you that I have some friend from Indonesia, Philippines. So I talked with them regularly to increase to develop my skill, and I got some friend from Indonesia from a school, from a high school, and I regularly started talking with them. uh, there there were 4 teachers, and in this way every day, every regularly we talk each other through WhatsApp, Messenger, and after a few days, I can understand English. I can speak little bit English, but they can't. They were little weak, but when we started talking regularly, they also develop their skill, and they can talk with any topics. And after a few days, we share each other's address, mailing address, because we wanted to we wanted to write letter, so we shared our addresses. One day, when I was at school, suddenly postman came to our school and uh, give me the gift, the box. And when I saw the address, I was surprised that it came from Indonesia. And there are a lot of things in that box, and it's really so memorable. I can't forget it. It was the best gift in my life I received.
Nice.
Nice, nice. You are too much lucky.
Yeah, I also think so, sir. That it is really, I'm really so lucky that I have some gift from abroad. Have you ever
Good.
received a funny or terrible gift? No, I haven't received funny or terrible gift. Have you ever given a funny or terrible gift? Yes, no, no, no. I never uh, uh, give someone funny or terrible gift. So that's all from me tonight. Thank you so much. Thanks to all to be with me. Now, whom shall I make host, ma'am?
Now, okay, make me a host.
Okay,
What about
ma'am.
Kamal, sir?
Kamal,
Okay,
sir?
Vidya ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, Vidya ma'am.
thank you.
I present it later.
Okay, ma'am. You can continue.
Huh?
Okay, this is our 14th session. Now I'm going to take second part of it. Saili ma'am has already discussed with us the first part. Now I'm going to handle about reduced inequalities. Which factors have been deprived in your country? For example, poor people, some castes, girls, unemployed people, senior citizens, migrant people, refugees. Tell names of some local, national, and international organizations which are working to reduce inequalities in your country. Tell names of some schemes which are working to reduce inequalities in your country. For example, 25% RTE admission, Bal Rakshak movement, KGBV, Kendriya Vidyalay, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalay, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, working women's hostels, scholarships, etc. Now we are going to see one by one. Which factors have been deprived in your country? Look here, poor people we are going to see in this slide. Poor people. India is a developing nation. Although its economy is growing, poverty is still a major challenge. However, poverty is on the decline in India. It has around 84 million people living in extreme poverty. Nearly half, about means 47.9% of Indian households that have more than 5 children are severely deprived of shelter, water, sanitation, health and education as compared to 7.8% of poor families without children, according to the latest Indian Human Development Survey released on May 11th, 2019. The recently introduced multidimensional deprivation index also places about 645 million Indians below the poverty line. In terms of non-income dimensions of poverty too, such as infant and maternal mortality rates, literacy levels, and gender inequalities, India continues to display intense poverty. What is caste-based inequality? Structural inequalities and discrimination are at the core of the caste system. Caste determines social hierarchy and restricts people's access to fundamental human rights. SDG 10 inequalities as well as caste-based deprivation. Caste-based privilege is an important aspect of widening inequalities. Researchers have argued that in India, growth is based on private accumulation, which has relied on existing social inequalities, creating segmented labor markets that keep wages low for specific social categories while benefiting more privileged ones. Violence against Dalits and particularly women is widespread. The UN Special Rapporteur on Minority Rights also describes caste as a barrier to claiming rights and justice, highlighting discrimination within criminal justice systems, fear of reprisals, and the notion that caste-based discrimination should be solved within communities rather than treated as a crime. Gender inequality has been a crucial social issue in India for centuries. Census 2011 shows the child sex ratio among children of 0 to 6 years to be 918 girls for every 1,000 boys in India. This statistic speaks for itself and demands urgent and efficient solutions to address the cause of gender inequality. The discrimination starts from even before the girl child is born. In many instances, she is prevented from being born. The girl child is considered a burden. She is often deprived of the basic rights and equal opportunities to lead a wholesome childhood and adult life. According to Census 2011, from the total child population in India, girls account for 48%, many of whom are engaged in child labor, child trafficking, and child marriage. The future of innumerable girls looks grim as shown by the statistics. How does unemployment lead to poverty in India? An unemployed person has no means to earn money and cannot fulfill his own and his family's basic needs. Unemployment creates poverty due to the loss of income. When a person is jobless, he or she cannot earn better income, and due to lack of income, their families cannot meet living expenses. Then the problem of elderly population in India. Elderly population in India is one of the fastest growing in the world. At present, India is considered as the second largest global population of aging citizens. It is expected that the present number will further increase by 2050. Nevertheless, India lacks the basic infrastructure and expertise to support the health and welfare of the elderly. According to various surveys across the country, for most Indian senior citizens, the biggest concern that are prevailing are healthcare costs, lack of financial support, and and seclusion. In addition to this, most of the aged people are not accorded the dignity of care they deserve. So, caretaker for elderly is utmost important nowadays. Challenges faced by migrants. However, people migrating for work face key challenges including lack of social security and health benefits and poor implementation of minimum safety standards law. Lack of portability of state provided benefits, especially food provided through the public distribution system, that is PDF. Challenges faced by the migrant labor includes their inability to cope up with the diversity of culture, language, access to identity documents, social entitlements, social and political exclusion, housing and exploitation. Indian migrant workers during the COVID-19 pandemic have faced multiple hardships, with factories and workplaces shut down due to the lockdown imposed in the country. Millions of migrant workers had to deal with the loss of income, food shortage, and uncertainty about their future. Problems of refugees in India. To focus on just one issue, lack of documentation is a common cause of problem for both internal migrants and asylum seekers in India. For the latter group, lack of legal recognition means that they may not be eligible for documents issued to citizens, such as passport and voting cards. India does not have a refugee law, and all refugees are considered illegal migrants under the Foreigners Act of 1946. However, India treats its refugees very ambiguously based on its relations with the country from where refugees are coming in and based on the domestic politics of India itself. Names of some local, national, and international organizations which are working to reduce inequalities in India. What is India doing to reduce inequality? Investment in public infrastructure and education, progressive taxation, better labor laws, taxation on wealth like inheritance are some of the measures that can help address the issue of rising inequality. 6 policies taken by the government, Indian government, to reduce economic inequality. Increase the minimum wage, expand the earned income tax, build assets for working families, invest in education, make the tax code more progressive, and residential segregation. Social justice is what every non-profit believes in, that everyone deserves equal economic, political, and social rights and opportunities. Often the inequality is about access and discrimination against groups, and NGOs the world over fight to attain these for their beneficiaries. Now we are going to see about some NGOs work. Jan Sahas Social Development Society started in 2000. Jan Sahas, meaning people's courage, focused on awareness and community empowerment to end manual scavenging. Today, they have broadened the scope of their efforts and strive to eliminate forced labor and end gender, caste, and sexual violence. They support the most marginalized social groups. Changing hearts and minds is what Jan Sahas wants to achieve. And it works with young people through community mobilization in 68 districts of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Delhi, NCR, and Bihar. Then Tilija Society for Human and Educational Development. This is another NGO, a grassroots level organization. Tilija Society has been working for the underprivileged and marginalized people of Kolkata for the last 30 years. Tilija seeks to empower and transform the lives of rag pickers and their families who have been neglected and socially ostracized. It also works with related vulnerable groups like child laborers and street dwellers. Their efforts are concentrated on uplifting the poorest of the poor in the slums and squatter camps in the city who lack even the most basic necessities like safe drinking water and sanitation. Another NGO, Center for Social Action. Center for Social Action works with community-based organizations to develop an awareness of the social problems of vulnerable groups of children and women and respond with various resources to solve them. Some of their initiatives include providing supplementary classes for children across the districts of Mumbai, Thane, and Raigad. Their aim is to lower their school dropout rate, enhance their learning through a pay-way method of teaching, and improve the functioning of the schools by training the parents to participate in parent-teacher meetings. It has a children's parliament to provide a platform for awareness of local social issues and response using democratic process to inculcate leadership skills and prepare the children to become empowered citizens of tomorrow. Central for Social Action has been enhancing livelihoods through skills development of vulnerable individuals and groups, including financial literacy classes for women. Next NGO, Center for Youth and Social Development. Center for Youth and Social Development is on a mission to enable the marginalized to improve their quality of life. The organization has been working with tribal communities and rural poor in Odisha to eradicate extreme poverty, ensuring social justice and inclusion. It helps communities identify and initiate development measures, provides training and other capacity building support to organizations working to help people escape poverty. Center for Youth and Social Development also carries out research and advocacy in favor of the unprivileged people, especially tribals. It has reached out to 18 lakh people living across 8,500 villages in 12 districts of Odisha through direct project interventions and partner networks. Next NGO, the Humsafar Trust. The Humsafar Trust is community-based organization working on health and human rights of LGBT people since 1994. Through targeted HIV interventions, they currently reach out to 7,500 LGBT communities in Mumbai. They also undertake numerous advocacy activities focused on LGBT community rights, including sensitization and awareness of employers, educational institutes, law enforcement agencies, and government bodies. The Humsafar Trust builds capacities of partner organizations in 27 Indian states on HIV prevention, treatment, care, and support, and on advocacy for LGBT community rights. As human beings, all of us have rights and responsibilities and must make efforts, no matter how small, to safeguard the rights of others, especially the less privileged. Let us take inspiration and do what we can to build an inclusive society where everyone is well fed, has a roof over their head, does meaningful work that imparts dignity and the resources to live.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, ma'am. Hello.
I think she is disconnected.
She is disconnected. So I said you are joined with two devices.
Okay, make me host, sir.
I already make you host. I have two devices because here raining and maybe anytime power can be
Cut
gone.
off.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay. Shall I continue then?
Yes, ma'am. You can.
Okay. Is recording going on?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Okay. The International Monetary Fund is an organization of 189 countries working to foster global monetary cooperation.
Ma'am, please
secure
share
financial-
your screen.
Yeah, screen share.
Share your screen.
Yeah.
No, again you have to share.
How?
You
Yeah,
see
do
your
it.
screen, but we could not see this.
Then what to do?
Share,
Go on the
share,
share option again. Share option again.
share screen again. Share option
But
again.
I can't see those options here, sir.
Yes, at the foot or at the top you will see.
No. Nothing is there. I can't see
Participant,
anything.
share screen, reaction.
No, nothing. Okay, I have to
No,
start the. Just a minute.
start recording, sir.
Okay.
You can start.
Okay.
Now we are going to see the
Yes.
second international organization that is working to reduce inequality in India, International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund is an organization of 189 countries working to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitate international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. Created in 1945, the International Monetary Fund is governed by and accountable to the 189 countries that make up its near global membership, including India. 10. Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education for Peace and Sustainable Development. The Government of India and UNESCO joined hands to create Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education and Peace, which is based in New Delhi and was formally announced in November 2012. The role of the institute is to support member governments, provide advocacy, commission research, and enhance capacity building. The next, United Nations Population Fund. The key goals of United Nations Population Fund include achieving universal access to sexual and reproductive health, including family planning, promoting reproductive rights, and reducing maternal mortality. United Nations Population Fund Association focuses on improving the lives of young people and addresses the concerns of women and girls in furthering their human rights. Then, objective of Maharashtra RTE admission. Under RTE admissions, 2021, 25% of seats are reserved under the Right to Education Act from primary to 8th standard in reputed private institute. With the help of this scheme, all the students of Maharashtra can be able to get a quality education despite their financial status. Bal Rakshak movement. The state has initiated Bal Rakshak movement. Are admitted in age-appropriate class in the regular school and provided special care.
Ma'am, hello ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Can you?
Got it. KGBV scheme. The Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya is a residential girls' secondary school run by the Government of India for the weaker sections in India. The plan was introduced by the Government of India in August 2004. It was then integrated into Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan program to provide educational facilities for girls belonging to scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, minority communities, and families below the poverty line in educationally backward blocks. Objective of Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya: gender disparities still persist in rural areas and among disadvantaged communities. Looking at enrollment trends, there remain significant gaps in enrollment of girls at the elementary level as compared to boys, especially at the upper primary levels. The objective of Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya is to ensure that quality education is feasible and accessible to the girls of disadvantaged groups of society by setting up residential schools with boarding facilities at elementary level. Then Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, to cater to the educational needs of the children of transferable central government employees, including defense and paramilitary personnel, by providing a common program of education to pursue excellence and set pace in the field of school education. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Vidyalayas are a system of central schools for talented students, predominantly from rural area in India. They are run by Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, New Delhi, an autonomous organization under the Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas are specifically tasked with finding talented children in rural areas of India and providing them with an education equivalent to the best residential school system without regard to their family's socio-economic condition. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is a scheme launched by the Honorable Prime Minister on April 8, 2015 for providing loans up to 10 lakh to the non-corporate, non-farm, small micro enterprises. These loans are given by commercial banks, RRBs, small finance banks, MFIs, and NBFCs. Working women's hostels. Since inception in 1972-73, 952 hostels have been sanctioned under the scheme all over the country for benefit of about 72,268 working women. To provide safety for working women, a provision has been made to keep security guard and to install CCTV cameras in working women hostels. To provide quality of stay for working women, provision has been made in the scheme guidelines to provide safe and affordable accommodation for working women with clean and well-ventilated daycare center for the children of inmates, medical first aid, and providing washing machines and geysers, solar water heating system. Particular preference is given to women from disadvantaged sections of the society. The scheme guidelines also provide for reservation of seats for physically challenged beneficiaries. The beneficiaries under the scheme are working women who may be single, widowed, divorced, separated, married, but whose husband or inmate family does not reside in the same city or in the same area. Scholarships. Indian society suffers from substantial inequalities in education, employment, and income based on the caste and ethnicity. Compensationary or positive discrimination policies reserve 15% of the seats in institutions of higher education and state and central government jobs for people of the lowest caste. The scheduled caste, 7.5% of the seats are reserved for the scheduled tribe. There are so many scholarships given by the government and state government, central government and state government. Tuition fees and examination fees to backward class students, award to scholarship to backward class students in high schools, state post-matric scholarship for disabled, state pre-matric scholarship for disabled, grant for SC ashram school, social work college, grants for social welfare institution, Government of India post-matric scholarship scheme, Savitribai Phule Scholarship Award of scholarships to BC girl students studying in 8th to 10th standard, Rajashri Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj Merit Awards, Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj Merit Scholarship to scheduled caste students who secured 75% and then. These are the efforts done by the government, central government and the state government. That's all from my side. Thanks. Now I'm going to make, just a minute.
Very informative, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Kamal sir, you are host now.
Thank you all. You all here presented very nicely. And now I starting my presentation.
We feel fresh looking at your first slide.
Yeah.
First
Thank you.
flower present all the participants.
Yes. What is the ethnic groups deprivation of my country? My first presentation is in Bangladesh. Most Dalits and ethnic minorities discrimination and deprivation in accessing services and rights. A study released on March 10 by the Bangladesh chapter of Berlin-based Transparency International revealed the study was carried out from February 2018 to February 2019 in 28 districts of Bangladesh. Among them, 14 districts have ethnic minority people living side by side with the mainstream Bengali community, while 14 others have Dalits living with the majority community. The Dalits and ethnic groups are deprived of their rights due to their ethnicity and caste, which contravenes our constitution that stipulates equal rights and opportunities to all citizens irrespective of their religious faith, ethnicity, and caste. Transparency International Bangladesh Executive Director Iftekharuzzaman said at the report launch. Here a picture of Dalit caste people. Uh, they deprived many of their rights in many sites. What is the girls' deprivation condition of my country? According to 2015 survey of the Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics and the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA, over 70% of married women or girls in Bangladesh have faced some from intimate partner abuse. About half of women say their partners have physically assaulted them. Bangladesh Human Rights Group Ain or Shalish Kendro ASK reported that at least 235 women are murdered by their husband or his family in just the past 9 months of 2020. According to another prominent Bangladesh human rights group, Odhikar, between January 2001 and December 2019, over the 3,300 women and girls were murdered over dowry disputes. These numbers, however, are based on media reports and other sources. Mm, Here you saw the Rohingya camps statistics in our country. They migrate from Myanmar, you know. Uh, Several times they migrate Bangladesh. Uh, there are 27 camps in our country, and several times they migrated Bangladesh.
From where,
Total,
sir? From where?
yeah,
From which country?
Yes, my Myanmar,
Okay,
and
okay, Myanmar.
total people of uh, 8,60,000 and
60,000.
175
75.
people migrated from Myanmar in Bangladesh.
But sir, your Bangladesh country is so small according to area.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Then it will be a burden on your country, no?
Yes, yes, it is too much burden for us. But many international NGOs help to help them for their food security and education. Also,
Okay.
United Nation and many other international NGOs also work here. And
Though the
in
land is so
2000,
small, the heart of
yes,
Bangladeshi people is so large.
yes, ma'am. But our Prime Minister give chance to stay here.
Okay. Nice.
Very nice.
Uh,
Sir, in the previous slide, you said that 3,000 plus women died of dowry research. So, in the previous. So, what measures are taken by the government to stop all these things?
yes, ma'am. I talked about later.
Okay.
And but this Rohingya camps deprive many kinds of human rights. Uh, they could not go out from the camp,
Yes.
uh, and they all time stay in the camp.
Do they
And
get all the facilities there, sir? Just like medical and all?
slightly, I think not at all. I think slightly, and many other NGOs and our government provide their food and basic needs only,
Okay.
but, not totally. And here, graphics you say that our unemployed rate in our country from 1999 to
90.
2020, 2020, 1919 to 2020, and you see the graph. Our unemployed rate is increased 1919 to 2020, too much increase
Yeah.
unemployed rate, and unemployed people are deprived from
And this COVID
their
situation, it must be high again.
It has
yes,
added.
The same
yes, I
problem, India is facing the same problem here.
yes, ma'am. But our Prime Minister worked for decrease the unemployed rate, and this COVID situation, our garments factory are opened and the worker work here. So some unemployed rate now decreases in our country. Uh, about senior citizen deprivation of our country, most elderly people in Bangladesh suffer from problems such as lack of financial support, chronic diseases, and absence of proper health and medicine facilities. Exclusion and negligence, deprivation of socio-economic insecurity, the degree and extent of these vulnerabilities would likely uh, in, uh, intensify,
Intensify.
intensify in near future. The plight of the elderly extreme in villages. One of the most common tasks of the elderly is taking care of their
Grandsons.
grandsons and granddaughters. However, traditional family bonds and the community-based care systems are gradually breaking down. Nowadays our uh, family bondings are breaking down, and
Same here.
many elderly, yes, and many elderly persons are neglected by their own children, be it in villages or cities, everywhere.
Same here. Everywhere the situation is same.
Which schemes are implemented by my government to reduce inequality? Our government
No, sir, you
provides
missed one slide. You missed one slide. Yeah, that caste deprivation.
caste deprivation of my country. Bangladesh came into existence as an independent state only 32 years
Yes.
ago. Sorry, it is 50 years.
71 to up till now.
21, 50 years.
No, sir.
Historically, historically it has
71 to
50 years. 71 to 21 50 years.
48, sir. My birth is 1971.
okay,
I am
48.
50 years.
49 years old.
Yes.
I am, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Historically, however, it has a
Multifaceted.
multifaceted heritage enriched by an ancient Buddhist, Hindu, and Muslim roots. In our country, parallelly lived Buddhist, Hindu, and Muslim. It is through this deeply rooted physio-social heritage that untouchability has been ingrained into the social fabric of the country. Traditions of uh, hierarchy and
Hierarchy and patronage.
patronage, the strongholds of the caste system remain strong among Bengalis, irrespective of their caste and creeds. Even religions have failed to ensure social equality due centuries of cultural indoctrination,
Indoctrination.
indoctrination and present political convenience.
Convenience.
Of course, many people will deny that a caste system still exists in Bangladesh. Our government implemented some projects to reduce inequality. Here you see a Boyoshko Bhata. It's for our senior citizens above 65 years old. People can get this Bhata, and this name is Boyoshko Bhata.
Okay.
And another is Pratibandhi Bhata. It's meant disabled people. Any disabled people can get this type of grant, and this called is Pratibandhi Bhata. If one
Sir, Vata means
applies
grant.
grant,
Okay.
grant by the government.
Mm.
And here is so Vidhova Bhata. Vidhova, you know
Yeah.
Vidhova.
Yeah. Whose husband is no more.
Yeah. His husband is no more.
Hmm.
They got Vidhova Bhata for their social
The livelihood.
livelihood.
Type of pension.
Yes. And VGF, this also for poor people and too much poor people. Our government give them grant rice or money, VGD and VGF. And Proshuti Bhata, it's also maternal. Yeah. Bhata, when a mother born child, she also get
Prasuti. Yeah.
Prasuti.
Delivery. Vata means batta.
Yeah.
Same schemes are here, sir, but only names are different.
Yes, names are different. And this grant till 18 months.
Yeah.
Starting
Same here.
to 18 months.
After delivery.
After delivery till 18 months, they can get this grant for their nutritious food.
We gave from the delivery up to 3 years.
Yes, here in Bangladesh, 18 months. Here our local, national, and international organization and NGOs working in Bangladesh. Ministry of Social Welfare, আমাদের সমাজ কল্যাণ মন্ত্রণালয়, Ministry of Local Government and Engineering, Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education works a large number of students, girls and boys, give them stipend, scholarship, and books also, and that can helps to
Uniforms.
uniforms. And the current year, our government at primary school student, each and every primary school student give uniforms, school bag, and shoes also.
We give uniforms, books, scholarships,
Yes, books,
midday meal.
scholarship, stipend,
Midday
stipend also, scholarship and stipend.
And do you give midday meal?
Midday meal not all over the country, some places. And stipend all over the country, and 100% student. All poor or 100% student get stipend, and scholarship. So scholarship, selected by an examination, and uniform, school bag, shoes also given in our primary all student. Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief. This ministry also work for deprivation, relief deprivation. They give some relief. Relief.
Yeah.
They give relief the poor people, or when occurred a disaster, they give relief and management of the system. And here are some international and national NGOs: United Nations, USAID, World Vision, UNICEF, UNDP, World Bank, IMF, and JICA, and many other also working in Bangladesh. And here are some local NGO in our Deshi, BRAC NGO, ASHA, Caritas, Savolombi, KRBD, Gramin Bank, Odhikar, ASK means Ain Shalish Kendro, Ain Shalish Kendro and Odhikar, and so many NGOs are working in Bangladesh. And that's all my presentation. Thank you all.
Nice, very nice, sir.
Thank you all for
Nice and interesting presentation.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much, ma'am.
Very informative was, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Where is Jua, sir?
Jua, sir.
I think he is taking rest. He is not feeling well.
No. I'm here. Heavy raining, no power.
Yes, here also in my area also still heavy raining from afternoon.